For this yoga practice, you're going to need a bolster and a rolled up blanket. We're going to start in child's pose. So bring the rolled up blanket between your heels and your sits bones. Spread the knees as wide as you can. And for the bolster, you can prop it up high like this, or you can go lower, just depending on what feels good. Lay forward in child's pose. Rest your head on the mat and let your arms be really heavy. This is yin yoga, so it's going to move extremely slow. Get as comfortable as you can, make any small adjustments you need to. And then when you feel comfortable, let go of your thoughts. Let your mind quiet down. Close your eyes and let them be heavy. As everything begins to slow down and quiet down, begin to breathe in and out slowly through your nose. Follow the sensation of the air as it goes in through your nose, down into your chest, and filling up your stomach. And as you exhale, let your stomach empty first, then the chest, and out through your nose. With each exhale, feel your body melt over the bolster. Feel any tension, any stress begin to soften and dissolve. Bring your awareness to your fingertips. Make sure there's no tension in the fingertips or the hands. And then follow with that awareness up your arms, making sure there's no tension in the elbows and the shoulders. Take a deep breath into the upper back. And as you exhale, continue to follow down your body with your awareness. Releasing any tension in the mid back and the low back. Go super slow. Inhale into the low back. Feeling the sacrum get wide and relax. And as you exhale, feel your hips be very heavy. No tension in the legs. And then follow with your awareness down to your knees. They should be comfortable. If they fall asleep, don't worry about it. Just try to ignore that sensation. As long as there's no pain, you're okay. On your next inhale, begin the inhale with your awareness at your knees, and then follow all the way down through the calves, the ankles, and finally the bottoms of the feet and the toes. I always think yin is one of the most difficult yoga practices because it's super slow, and therefore the mind tends to wander. So see if you can make a commitment to yourself to stay in the present moment. And if you start to get distracted, don't beat yourself up about it. Just let the thought go, kind of like you're watching a passing cloud. Take another deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, begin to sit yourself up. Move super, super slow. Be really mindful. We'll take the blanket out from underneath you and come to sit down completely on the mat. Bring the bolster behind you, and this can be propped up taller or lower depending on the flexibility in your chest. If you're super open in the chest, then keep it tall. If you're not as open, keep it lower. Position the bolster in the middle of your back. Bring the rolled up blanket underneath your knees. And then lean back. You want to have the middle of your back be where the beginning of the bolster is. So you might need to wiggle around and get as comfortable as you can. You might need to play around with the position of the bolster. But you want to get to a place where you feel totally secure and supported by the props. When you get to that place, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale the shoulders away from your ears. Turn your palms so they're facing up towards the sky, and let your hands relax. The fingertips spread. If this is too much for your chest to have your arms splayed out to the side, you can bring your hands on your stomach with your elbows bent. Whatever works for you. Bring your awareness to your feet. Let them naturally splay out to the side. As you inhale, see if you can visualize the inhale beginning from the bottoms of your feet. And then follow that inhale all the way up, over your knees, over the hips, over the whole front body, and then down the arms and out the hands. Close your mouth, but part your teeth. This relaxes the jaw, where a lot of us hold a lot of tension. See if you can let your tongue relax to the bottom of your mouth. Bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Keep your eyelids heavy as you relax that space between the eyebrows. Bring your awareness to your chest. With each exhale, let your chest be even more broad. Let your shoulders be really heavy, almost as if you're feeling pulled down towards the ground by the weight of your arms. Take one last deep breath, and when you're ready, super slow, begin to sit yourself up. we're going to come into supported pigeon pose with the left leg forward. So bring the bolster to the front of the mat and come into your pigeon pose. Take the rolled up blanket and place it underneath the left sit bone. So you want to have the blanket propped underneath you so that your hips are even, because often the right hip tends to lift. So propping up the left hip, bringing it into alignment with the right hip, means that your hips will face forward. The back leg is extended, hips are even, and the upper body is resting on the bolster. Your arms can be stretched out in front, and bring your right cheek to the bolster and close your eyes. This position tends to make my left leg fall asleep. If that happens to you, don't worry about it. It's really no problem. As long as you're not feeling any pain, you're okay. As you begin to settle in, check in with your breathing. We're still doing belly breathing. Full, deep breaths, but slow. Not a whole lot of effort involved. Check in with the arms. You really want to have this pose be effortless. So the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, the arms are extremely heavy, and there's absolutely no effort involved. With each exhale, picture yourself melting even deeper into the pose. We'll be here for a few minutes. This is a hip opening pose, so we're stretching the connective tissue of the hips. For some people, holding hip openers like pigeon for so long as we do in yin yoga can be really difficult. So if at any time you need a break, you can come out of it. And if that happens to you, don't beat yourself up about it. It's all good. On your next inhale, check in with your hips, making sure that they're even. Maybe even see if you can release and let go just a little bit more with the heaviness of the hips. Take 2 more deep, slow breaths on your own. On your next inhale, slower than you want to go, release the posture. From here, we're going to move to pigeon on the other side. So once you lift up, remove the blanket from underneath your hip. Send the right leg forward. Go really slow here because your leg might be asleep. Prop your right hip up so it's even with your left. Left leg is long. And bring your left cheek to rest on the bolster. Extend your arms out in front. And make any small movements you need to get totally comfortable so you can settle in. You may find that one side is more difficult to settle into because it's tighter than the other or even more open than the other. Try not to let any thoughts come if you're finding that that's the case for you, because it's not good or bad, it just is what it is. As you settle in, begin the crown of the head. Just checking in to make sure all the tension is gone, that the head is heavy. And then follow with your awareness to your neck, to your upper back, to your arms. With each exhale, letting those parts of your body relax even deeper. And then put the awareness on hold as you take a deep breath in and continue down the body. The middle of the back, the low back very broad, the hips even, heavy, no effort involved. Following the awareness. Down the leg and out through the bottom of the left foot. If you feel any tension anywhere in your body, use your breath to bring space to that area and to release the tension. Take 4 full, super slow, deep breaths. Move at your own pace through the breathing. And when you're finished, slowly begin to sit yourself up. As you sit up, come to sit on your mat and extend your legs out in front. Bring the bolster behind you. And then prop the blanket up. This is where you want to make sure you have a really thick blanket because you want to be able to rest your head on it. You could also use a yoga block propped up. But you want your head to be even or taller than the bolster. For the bolster, you want to have your upper back kind of just draped over it. Arms extended out to the side, or if that's too much for the shoulders and chest area, you can bring your hands to your stomach. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, close your eyes. Let the eyes sink deeper into the sockets. And bring your attention to your chest. We want the chest to be really open. We want the shoulders to just melt away from the ears. Bring your awareness to your navel. And imagine a sense of warmth growing from the navel, bringing space and length up through the body as you follow it, over the ribs, up to the chest, and down through the arms. This pose will be the Shavasana for the practice. So stay here for as long as you need to, or at least 5 minutes. Thank you for practicing your yin yoga with me today. Namaste.